Making shadows from complex objects such as these sunglasses is a tricky process, so let's go through it. First, we'll use the magic wand tool to select the glasses area. Hold the Shift key down to add to the selection, and continue clicking until all of it is selected. Now let's make a new layer and call it Shadow. With the foreground colour set to black, we can use Option Delete or Alt Delete to fill this with black. Now before we do anything else, press Shift Command F or Shift Control F to bring up the Fade dialog. This allows us to reduce the opacity of that fill. We'll bring it down to 50%. There we go. When we hide the glasses layer, we can see a 50% fill of black there. Now let's inverse this selection using Shift Command I, Shift Control I, so that everything except those filled glasses is selected. Now, holding Shift Option Command or Shift Alt Control and clicking on the glasses thumbnail will produce the intersection of that selection, everything except the lenses, with the glasses itself. Still on the shadow layer, we can now fill this area with black and deselect. So what we've got now, if we hide the glasses, is the shadow filled with solid black, but the lens area filled with 50% black. Let's show those glasses again. We need to split this up into its constituent parts in order to manipulate each part of the shadow independently. So we'll select this arm and use Shift Command J, Shift Control J to cut that to a new layer. And we'll repeat the process with the other arm of our shadow. There we go. We now have 3 separate layers for this shadow. Let's bring the glasses to the front and begin distorting. Go into Free Transform mode and holding Command or Control, grab one of the top handles here, and now we can shear this to get the direction we want. Now grab a side handle, again holding Command or Control to shear it, and we can pull this back. A bit of adjustment will give us just the shadow we want. That's not bad. Now for the arms. We'll go to the shadow of that arm with its own layer and move this into position. Because we want the bottom of the shadow to meet the bottom of the arm of the sunglasses, we'll need to flip it vertically. Go into Free Transform and drag to flip it. We'll position the left-hand edge against the glasses, grab this handle and shear that down, again adjusting it until we get the position we want. It can take a while to get this exactly right. There we go. That works pretty well. Now for the other arm. We've got the shadow of this on its own layer, but even if we flip this vertically, it's still not going to give us the depth of shadow we want. So instead, let's delete that layer and make a copy of the shadow for the other arm. We can position that so that the point meets the point on the arm, and again distort this until it fits our perspective. So there's the shadow for these glasses in 3 separate layers. Let's select all those layers and merge them together to make one. We can now apply Gaussian Blur to this, and I'm using a radius of about 3 pixels, and reduce the opacity of this layer so it looks more convincing. There's still a bit of a problem where the shadow of the glasses sticks out underneath the front of the glasses itself. So let's switch to the eraser tool and just brush that away so that it's hidden. And there's this rather complex shadow complete.